I had always believed birthdays were a time for celebration, love, and family. A day when you feel valued and cherished. But my last birthday taught me a harsh lesson about favoritism, respect, and standing up for myself. It began on a sunny afternoon. I had just returned from work, feeling a mix of excitement and anticipation. I had been looking forward to celebrating with my parents, hoping for a small gesture, a card, a gift, or even just some kind words. I never imagined what awaited me. My parents greeted me at the door with smiles, but there was something unusual in their demeanor. My sister, Emma, was already there, beaming with excitement. "Happy birthday," she said brightly. I returned the greeting with a smile, though I noticed a strange glint in their eyes, a tension I couldn't immediately place. After lunch, my parents called me into the living room. I assumed this was the moment for gifts, the heartfelt gestures I had secretly been hoping for. But instead of giving me a present, my father handed Emma a neatly wrapped box. "Here," he said casually. "Your birthday gift." I blinked. "But, it's my birthday," I managed to say. My mother smiled faintly. "We know, sweetie. But we thought Emma deserved this more. You haven't earned anything this year." I felt as though the ground had disappeared beneath me. My chest tightened, and I struggled to maintain my composure. "What do you mean I don't deserve anything?" I asked, my voice shaking slightly. "You know what we mean," my father replied. "Emma has been more responsible, more thoughtful, more deserving of recognition. You'll understand when you're older." I wanted to protest, to argue, to demand the fairness I had earned. But my voice faltered, and the room seemed to grow smaller around me. My sister smiled, oblivious or perhaps deliberately unaware of the sting she had delivered alongside my parents' words. I excused myself quietly, stepping into my room to process the betrayal. I could hear laughter and celebration in the living room, but for me, the day had turned into a test of endurance and self-respect. That evening, I reflected deeply on my parents' actions. I realized that their favoritism, though painful, was a reflection of their perception, not my worth. Their choices, their biases, did not define who I was or what I deserved. I decided then that I would not allow their actions to diminish me. I would reclaim the day for myself, even if it meant celebrating alone. I went out for a walk, letting the cool evening air clear my mind. I treated myself to a small dinner, something I truly enjoyed, and allowed myself to feel pride in my independence and resilience. Over the next few weeks, I made subtle but important changes. I started saving my own money for meaningful experiences, hobbies, and gifts, things I wouldn't have to rely on anyone else to provide. I focused on my career, my friendships, and my personal growth. Every small achievement reminded me that my value wasn't dependent on parental validation. I also set boundaries. When my parents or sister tried to belittle or compare me, I calmly but firmly reminded them that I deserved respect, regardless of their opinions. Their reactions varied, from dismissive to apologetic, but the important thing was that I no longer allowed their favoritism to dictate my self-worth. Months later, my parents invited me to another family gathering. Emma was there, as always, full of energy and charm. This time, I was different. I walked in with confidence, calm and unshakable. I didn't need validation from them. I had found it within myself. During the gathering, they presented another gift for Emma. I smiled politely, appreciating her joy without envy. Later that evening, I quietly gave myself a small present I had saved for months to buy. A book I had wanted, a symbol of my independence and growth. It felt more meaningful than any gift my parents could have given me because I had earned it, chosen it, and claimed it for myself. Looking back, that birthday taught me one of life's harshest but most important lessons. Sometimes, the people who are supposed to support and celebrate you make choices that hurt deeply. But those choices reflect them, not your value. I learned to find worth within myself, to celebrate my achievements, and to create my own joy. I learned that resilience is forged not in comfort, but in the face of disappointment and unfairness. Now, every time my birthday comes around, I smile. Not because of gifts or parental approval, but because I remember that day, the sting of favoritism, and the moment I decided I wouldn't let anyone else define my worth. I reclaimed my day, my happiness, and ultimately, my self-respect. And that, I realized, was the greatest gift anyone could ever give me, because it came from me, and for me.